I am Buntag, and welcome to my Filipino adventure. I'm feeling much better. Feeling much better. I think this is day 4 or 5 of my surgery. I think I'm allowed to drive tomorrow. So that's good. Feeling much better, back on the mend. I still can't lift anything over 20 pounds for the next month or so. And I'm sore, you know, it hurts. I'm bloated, I'm fat and I'm bloated. Laying around here, I must have gained about 5 or 6 pounds. You know, it's not like I was skinny before this started, so I can't wait to start getting active. I gotta get the drugs out of my system because they, you know, just want to clear my head. So I'm still not super sharp. But I want to start talking about, let me adjust this a little bit here. What are our plans? I got an email from Phil. He's an Australian guy. And I didn't have time to answer him in an email, but it got me thinking. He asked me like what my plans were, like how much is it going to cost him to retire for the lifetime, how much he's going to need, how much money is he going to need in the bank to retire to the Philippines, because you know we can't work there, or can we? So that got me thinking about my whole, or Yna and I's complete retirement plan, or how this is all going to work, or at least this is what we've got so far, and things can change. Things do change, and we're just in the research stages right now. So I'm going to make this over probably 2 or 3 separate videos. The first, I just want to go over, there's so many expats that have monthly expense videos. What's it cost every month to live in the Philippines? I watch them. I want to know what it's going to cost. But for the Filipinos out there, the Filipinos and Filipinas, what does it cost to live here in the States? So let's get this baseline for me, and then what it's going to, how much is it going to drop when I get there? So living here in the States, what this costs me is, okay, so I've got my house. It's about, it's not big, about 1,100 square feet with the walkout basement. They don't count that, but it would be like 2,000 square feet if you count at the lower level. No, it is paid for, but I'm going to say Zillow says it's between $1,200 and $1,500 a month I could rent this for. So let's say that I pay $1,300 a month rent if this wasn't paid off. Okay, now that's 65,000 pesos. See, I'm converting it to pesos instead of to dollars, which is unusual for these expense reports. Electric, I guess it is, electric is a little bit more in the Philippines because if I'm looking around, I got stuff plugged in everywhere. I got lights on, there's TVs and refrigerators plugged in. And even so, I still, it runs around $50 to $60. I think this month it was $52, or about 2,600 pesos. And I know the people in the Philippines say it costs about 2,000 to 3,000 pesos a month, and they've got one light plugged in, and they use their fan, and you know they can count how many appliances are using electricity here. I couldn't even begin to tell you. I got shit plugged in everywhere. I got chargers going, computers going in 2 different rooms. Here's something you have to worry about in the Philippines. Mostly just up in the northern parts of America, is gas, furnace, natural gas. This is the cold months right now, November, December, January, the coldest, in February, and then even March and April, you still have your furnace on. So that's what's heating, as Yna calls it, the heater. Do you have a heater on? Well, yeah, I got a big heater on. It's called a furnace. It's in the basement. It uses natural gas. And it goes higher and lower. I try to keep it around 68. Right now, since I'm recovering, I think I have it at 70. And I've been known to turn it up to 72 sometimes. So I think that's about $120. Right now, it's about $120 a month, or about 6,000 pesos. Now, the phone, I'm not sure if it's a little unfair because I have me and my youngest son, Scout. He is on my plan. And with AT&T, like my iPhone 8, I think $50 a month of this bill is paying off that phone. So you get the phone for free. You just break it into 24-month payments. So they add that to your bill. So I think I'm paying about $175 a month for my phone. But that's for me and Scout, and I'm paying off a phone. His is paid off. So I think that's 8,525 pesos. Internet, I have Comcast. I don't have cable. I don't have cable TV. The only thing I have is high-speed internet. I think it's about $90 a month, or about 4,500 pesos. I don't have AT&T. I don't have Huawei. The only thing in my area right now is Comcast. And I've tried to get it cheaper, 90 bucks. What can you do? Now here, another thing you don't have in the Philippines, because you guys burn it, which really grinds my gears, is you guys burn trash. The air quality in the Philippines is one of my gripes. But they charge us every 3 months. I think it's about $75 or $80 every 3 months. I get a bill from Waste Management, and they come by once a week and take my garbage. The good thing about paying for your own service, it's not in your city taxes, which a lot of people, I know when I lived in Livonia, we didn't have to pay for garbage pickup, but it was in our taxes. But when you're paying for it, there's a choice. I can choose different vendors. So I can throw away just about anything. And if they don't want to pick it up, I'll just say, hey, all right, well, let's use these other guys. And they'll come back and they'll take it. And I'm throwing couches away, dishwashers. I take everything. So that's about 1,250 pesos. I have a car. It's a lease. It's a Ford Fusion. And I have a pickup truck, a F-150, that's paid off. But the car payment is 330 bucks a month, or 16,500 pesos. And my insurance is high. I live in Michigan. We've got the highest insurance rate, I think, in all of the United States. We got some screwy law. It's outrageous. It is outrageous. So I think I'm paying $225 a month. And that's for full coverage on the Fusion and collision, or PLPD, we call it, on the truck. So that's about 11,000 pesos a month. So that takes care of the big ones. Then now for entertainment, I have Amazon Prime, which is $100 a year. So I didn't even add that on there. So it's like, let's say, less than $10 a month. So it's 500 pesos. So I should add 500 pesos to this. Netflix, I think it's $12 a month, or about 600 pesos. And I'm sure you know what Netflix is. I love it. So Netflix, Prime, that's all I need. And then I have my laptop hooked up to my big screen. And then in my bedroom, I've got one of those smart TVs, and I can watch YouTube. So between YouTube, Netflix, and Prime streaming, I don't miss TV at all. Plus, I can get my local channels. Okay, we got water and sewer here we have to pay for the sewage and the water. We get billed about every 3 months. It's about 120 bucks every 3 months, so it's like $40 a month for water and sewage. That's about 2,000 pesos. Health insurance. Now, I'm on the Affordable Health Care Act, but even so, I think I pay $220 a month for my health insurance, which is, and that doesn't cover everything, as I found out this last week. It's about 11,000 pesos. I have dental. That's about $28 a month, about 1,400 pesos. Now, gas for my car, I'm just going to average about a tank a week because I do drive for work. And some of that is tax deductible. And it gets confusing because I got a lot more bills than this. I'm just trying to separate my personal bills from my business bills because I got van payments on 2 vans and insurance. I've got an accountant. There's a bunch of other bills that I pay, but those are separate. Those are my. So some of them spill into each other. So like the gas I use for personal and business, it's hard for me to separate the two. So I say a tank a week, so it's about $160 a month, or about 8,000 pesos. And food, I'm just going to average out to about $100 a week. I rarely eat out. But, you know, that does include just toilet bowl cleaner, paper towels, deodorant. You know, it's not a tiny house, but it's a big house for a single guy, and I got to keep it up. There's always stuff that you need. Laundry detergent, and then food, coffee. Did I mention coffee? So anyways, that adds up to about 3,000. And entertainment, I'm not even going to count. I don't go out and do much. So this is just for the basics. So around average is about $3,207 a month, which is about $800 a week. That comes up to about 167,000 pesos a month is what it costs. And that's average. That's me, but I'm going to say that's pretty average for someone who lives in a middle class or lower middle class area. Like my house is not that expensive. Now, like I said, the house is paid off. So really, it's only cost me about $1,907. But I'm just saying, if you were to live in my area and you needed to run a house, this is pretty much what's going to cost you, about $3,200 a month to cover all your bills for one person. I wouldn't add too much more for two people. Maybe a little bit more food, a little bit more for insurance. But besides that, I mean, two people could live for close to the same price. But this doesn't also include like this health stuff I had this week. That was $3,500 right there out of my pocket. Both my kids are in college, so every semester, what we don't get covered through their grants and whatnot, I have to shell out, you know, a few thousand here for them. And their books are outrageous. I'm always ending up by their books, and so it doesn't cover things like that. Any major purchases. My couch is shot. I need a new couch. This is just to get by. Now, the reason I did this video first is now I'm going to talk about what it's going to cost to live in the Philippines. Why I'm not living there right now. Why don't I just pack up and move there now? Well, I can't retire until I'm 62 before I start getting a pension or my Social Security. I don't get a pension. I'm self-employed. And I paid very little into my Social Security over the years. So my monthly check is going to be pretty small. It's only going to be about $650 a month. So if you can live in the Philippines for $1,000 a month, which you can go watch a million videos saying it's going to be around in that ballpark. So how am I going to make up those other pesos? Let's say an extra 30,000 pesos, or about $600 a month. And let's say that's the difference. That's about 6,000. What did I do? That's something I did differently. I think it was 500. I figured I needed an extra $550 a month to live in the Philippines with my pension. That's $6,600 a year. Now, let's say I live another 20 years. I'll need about $132,000 to supplement the my Social Security, $650. So between my now if I sold everything, I'd have that plenty. I could do that. Just take a little bit out of my savings each month and get that. But that doesn't cover any major purchases or. So my goal is, how can I get rid of that deficit and turn it into an asset? How can I get rid of that, taking $6,600 a year out of my savings and make that zero or even add to it? Is there a way to do that? And that's what we're going to cover in our next video. So we're going to talk about different ways that you can make money in the Philippines, and what kind of our plans are, and I'm going to go over different stages of that. So this is going to wrap this up. Thanks for coming back. Who's this guy? This is one of my first actually color paintings I've done. Put it in the comments if you know who he is. I think everyone's going to know who he is. Like, share, subscribe. We only need about 100 more. About 100 more, and that's another way we can make a little bit of income, is have our YouTube channel. And you know what? And if we don't make a penny off of it, I'm still going to do it. So there, because I like it. And I like you guys. So subscribe, like, share, comment, and from Michael and Yna,